place where wishes learn to walk. There was a small town by the sea where the waves arrived softly, as if they didn't want to disturb anyone's thoughts. In that town lived a woman named Elara, who owned a tiny shop at the corner of Harbor Street. The sign above her door read, "Lost and found, not things, just hope." Most people didn't understand it. Some smiled. A few stepped inside. Elara never corrected anyone. The shop was quiet, filled with light and the scent of old paper and salt air. Around the walls hung notes, letters, and small jars, each labeled in careful handwriting. Courage, returnable. Patience, handled gently. Second chances, unlimited. Elara believed that when people lost something important, not keys or wallets, but parts of themselves, it didn't vanish. It wandered. And sometimes it needed a place to rest before finding its way home. She had learned that the hard way. Years earlier, Elara had wanted to leave the town. She had dreamed of cities full of noise and opportunity, of becoming someone impressive, someone admired. But life had slowed her instead. Her father fell ill. Her plans waited. They faded. By the time the world opened again, Elara felt like she had missed her moment. So she opened the shop. Not because she knew what she was doing, but because she needed somewhere to place her own unanswered hopes. One afternoon, a boy stood hesitantly at the door. He was about 12, with sand in his shoes and worry in his eyes. "Is this a real place?" he asked. Elara smiled. "It depends what you're looking for." He stepped inside, glancing at the jars. "I think I lost my confidence," he said. "It was there before my first school recital," and everyone laughed. Elara nodded gently and reached for a small glass jar. "Ah," she said. "That happens often." Confidence gets startled easily. She placed the jar in his hands. "But it comes back when you stop asking it to be perfect." The boy smiled, just a little. And when he left, he stood taller. Word spread. Not loudly, not quickly, but the way warmth spreads through small, honest moments. A woman came looking for hope after losing her job. A man asked if forgiveness could be returned after years of silence. A couple wondered if love could be found again once it had been misplaced. Elara listened to them all. She never promised miracles. She simply reminded them of what they already carried. One evening, as the sun dipped into the sea, Elara found a note slipped under the door. It read, "I lost my dream here once. I think it's time I come back for it." Her heart skipped. She knew that handwriting. The next morning, a man stood outside the shop before it opened. Tall, familiar, nervous. His name was Rowan. Once, long ago, he and Elara had shared the same dreams, the same maps spread across tables, the same late-night laughter about who they would become. Then life had pulled them apart. "Lo," he said softly. She smiled, surprised at how easily it came. "Lo." They talked. At first about nothing important, the weather, the sea, the shop, then about everything that mattered. "I thought leaving would make me brave," Rowan admitted. "But all it did was make me lonely." Elara nodded. "I thought staying meant giving up, but it taught me how to care." They laughed, and for the first time in years, the space between past and present felt gentle instead of heavy. Rowan visited often after that. Sometimes he helped fix shelves. Sometimes he just sat quietly, listening to stories from strangers who became less strange with every word. One day he pointed to an empty shelf. "What goes there?" he asked. Elara thought for a moment. "Tried dreams," she said. He smiled. "Then maybe we should fill it together." They did. The shop changed, not in purpose, but in warmth. There were more chairs, more laughter, more people staying longer than they planned. One summer evening, Elara and Rowan stood outside watching the waves. "I used to think happiness was something you chased," Rowan said. Elara shook her head. "No," she said softly, "something you build slowly where you are." Years later, the shop remained. Children who once came looking for courage returned as adults with gratitude. Letters arrived from places far away, thanking Elara for something she had never physically given. The jars stayed mostly empty, because people no longer needed them. They had learned to carry their own. On the final page of the guest book, someone wrote, "This place didn't give me what I wanted. It reminded me of who I already was." Elara closed the book and smiled. Outside, the waves continued their gentle arrival. And inside, the light lingered warm, patient, and full of promise. Not all dreams are meant to be chased. Some are meant to be welcomed home. And when they are, they stay. I hope you like, comment, and share. And don't forget to subscribe or follow. Thanks.